Hi everyone, me again. Getting quite used to this video lot now, so I'm becoming quite addicted. I wanted to spend some time to show you how I make something with Powertex. So I'm going to show you how to make this, which I showed you on the other video yesterday, still one of my favourite pieces. I'm going to show you all the things I use to make it, and then I'm going to turn the sound off, speed the video up and make it, because obviously you don't want to sit here for hours watching it, and then talk to you again and before I colour it, and then show you the final piece. So it's taking quite a bit of video editing, which is a bit of a new skill for me. We're not that good at it yet, so we'll have a go. So to start with, I have a clock. Bought this from Morrison's for £4 in the sale, I think it was. I've taken the hands off it just so they don't get covered in Powertex, and then I'll pop them on again at the end. It's got a little battery casing at the back. We have our little owl from Zuri Molds. See the detail there? Made it out of resin. Resin does work quite well with Powertex. It does resist a lot of plastic, Powertex does, because it's not a natural material, but I found this resin, it adheres to it really well, and it's quite long lasting, so it's perfect for this. We have a bit of gauze net, not sure what you want to call it. Bought this from eBay, I think it was a metre for maybe about £4, so it lasts forever, this does, it's really good. We have some paper deco, which is a Powertex product. You'll see when I get going with the Powertex how it transforms with liquid and turns into really nice texture. We have a pile of our bark all broken up. You can still see the amazing texture on there. You're getting that. So I've broken that into some small pieces. We have our bottle of Powertex, just using the bronze colour for this one. Some rubber gloves, a brush, and a bowl to put the Powertex in. So I'm going to stop talking now and try and fiddle with the video editing to show you the process of making it, and then I'll talk to you again once it's finished before I start the colouring. Wish me luck. So we've left this to dry overnight. It's still kept lots of the texture. It's not lost any of the texture. You can see that. I've also added a bit more texture down the sides. Just a bit of paper deco. So now we're going to paint it. I'm not sure how well the colours are going to come out, so hopefully you can see. We're going to use Powertex pigments and Easy Varnish. By far the greatest effects you can do. So we've got lots of different colours of greens and browns, want it to look quite natural. So we'll start with this terra green. It's the most amazing kind of greeny goldy colour. Bit of varnish. And then you make kind of a paint with it. Doesn't need much, just needs a tiny bit. Load your brush up. If you've got a bit too much, you can just take it off on a bit of kitchen roll. Just checking you can see. And then you just gently stroke the surface of the bits you want that colour. I am under a daylight bulb here, so I'm not sure how well the colours are going to come out, but maybe when you see the photo of the finished item in the daylight, actual daylight at the end, it'll bring it to life a bit more. So I don't know if you can see, but that tiny bit on my brush goes a really, really long way. Using quite a big brush. I'm not worrying about any of the small details. I'll go in afterwards and highlight and detail all the little bits. Don't really need to be neat because I'm going to go over it with a few colours, so it's just a matter of getting a bit of a base colour on. Because my brush is quite dry, I can see there's nothing coming off that. I don't really need to wash it between changing colours. Now the Powertex I'm using is already brown, and I'm using brown pigment. It just gives different shades of brown, which I think is what you want. Lots of different shades, not just a block green or block brown colour. You want it to shine in lots of different ways. If your brush is still quite contaminated with a dark colour when you go into a light colour, you can just pop it in some water and just dry it off. All I'm using here is just an old bit of kitchen roll. Get through a lot of kitchen roll. Oh, what colour? Let's have some green. So I'm mixing this just on my desk, and I've got some pallet wrap, industrial pallet wrap. I just put a bit down to cover the desk, and then it's kind of a coverall, and also makes a great palette that you can do anything on, and then when you finish just wrap it up and put it in the bin. So sometimes when you brush quite dry, there's not a lot on that at all. Now I'm not really covering the owl yet because I'm going to do him with waxes at the end. He comes up really nice with some wax. Make sure you keep turning it round to get all the different angles as well. You can see the colours coming up on this. It's really hard under this light for you. Liking that. It's looking a little bit green for a tree though, so I'm going to go in with some bronze gold, which hopefully will highlight some of the bits. This is one of my favourite colours of Powertex. It is the most amazing bright gold you can imagine, but it is quite powerful. I've got quite a lot on my brush there, so I'm just going to do that and take a lot of it off really. And then it's just highlighting the top of the textures with kind of a gold sheen. It's quite hard not to go mad with this because you do something and it just sends it completely gold and you've lost all the colours underneath because it's so nice. Still needs to look a little bit browner, so I think I'm just going to go in with the dark brown again and just try and get a few brown bits. One of my leaves has just fell off. I can super glue that on at the end. I can Powertex it back on. Just kind of tickling little bits of it. I want it to shine so many different colours. There. I'm happy with that. Now, when you finish with your brush, because you're using a varnish, it will go hard. So just pop it in some water. Take my gloves off for this bit. And then I use these Peebo waxes. They are absolutely amazing for bringing out the detail on the owl. Try and move it so you can see it. It's just like a gilding wax. Put a bit on your finger, not too much, and keep a very flat finger, and then just touch the owl. Again, doesn't need much. try and bring that so you can see it. Can you see? Because the brown Powertex has stayed in all the grooves, and then I've just touched it with the gold. So it's just highlighted all them lovely details on him. I'll put the clock mechanism hands back on. I did have to be very careful when I was doing it that the hands still go round, that they don't hit the top of the owl or hit the sides of everything. So I have already checked when it was wet that I could get them on, and then pushed everything back out the way. There'd be nothing worse than doing a clock and then the clock mechanisms don't work. So you can see how quick that was. Didn't take me long at all and wasn't hard. I just hope you can see the colours. Turn that light off. Maybe that's a bit better. I will do some photos outside so you can see it as well. But I'm really pleased with that. Powertex isn't hard at all. I can teach anyone to do it. So please be inspired by this. Come to a class and let me show you how to make something amazing. See you soon. Bye bye.